Today, I hope you join me as I show you how I created my Sombra Los Muertos cosplay. Hi guys, I am Issa of Overwatch Cosplay and I am here at Joann's in the fabric section. And I'm really excited today. As you can see, I am by the Yaya Han Fabrics at Joann's Fabrics. And if you haven't guessed, I'm going to be doing Sombra. I'm actually going to be doing her Los Muertos skin. Look at this. Look at the color shifting properties of this. This is actually the oil slick 4-way stretch from Yaya. What's cool is that depending on the light, it could look purple or green. I chose fabrics with different textures and metallic finishes so the final product would have really great dimensional effects. Next, I'm going to show you how I made Sombra's gloves. Boop! I was so determined to make these gloves. They were a little tricky, but I'm going to try to explain them the best I can. First, I created a template out of cardstock for my gloves. They are fingerless. I traced them with a white color pencil. I think it's better to fold over the fabric and trace it. It makes sewing a lot more easier. I'm using a stretch stitch, which is a very tight zigzag stitch, and that's the best kind of stitch you can use for stretch fabrics, just so the seams don't pull. Also, when you're cutting, make sure to leave at least a 1/4 inch of seam allowance. Next, I'm going to try them just to see how they fit and how they look. Next, I'm going to do the mesh finger part. I actually placed this over my hand and I strategically placed the metallic fabric where I needed it. And right now I'm like slowly sewing this with a stretch stitch. This is actually very complicated, especially for a beginner sewer. If you are afraid, you can definitely hand stitch this. Next, I'm going to be painting the nails. I just got some plastic nail tips and I'm just using regular nail polish. I'm actually going to finish coating it with Mod Podge. This is definitely a 2-piece glove. The black vinyl is the fingerless part and the mesh actually goes underneath the vinyl to give you that illusion. Now for the mesh bodysuit. I didn't want to paint tattoos on me, so I decided to do a skin colored bodysuit and do metallic applique on it. Right now I'm going to show you how to dye the fabric. I first wash the mesh with some dishwash soap. Next I'm going to boil some water and add enough dye to get the skin color that I want. I'm using tan because obviously I'm tan. Now I'm going to take my thongs and I'm going to make sure to keep stirring it and thoroughly stir in the fabric to make sure I'm not missing any spots. You have to do this for a couple of minutes until you get your desired color. Here is the metallic fabric. I actually ironed on heat bond. That helps the actual applique stick on to my bodysuit. Now I'm going to show you how to actually cover foam with fabric. So with this project, I really want to showcase the cosplay fabrics from Joann's Fabric. I'm using actual contact cement on foam. You just place it on until it's tacky, and then for the backside, I just fold it over and hot glued where I needed it to. First step in doing my foam armor, I'm going to actually use my cardstock template and trace my design. I'm going to do this for many of the other pieces. With a metal ruler and an X-Acto knife, I'm going to cut clean edges on all my pieces. My favorite tool for creating holes of various sizes is a hole puncher. I usually use this for leather and I use it for foam. It's very handy. When I'm done cutting out all my pieces, I'm either going to glue them together with hot glue or contact cement. Now sewing the straps to attach my armor. When you're working with vinyl, I try to use a straight stitch about a 4 in length. I'm pretty much very comfortable sewing vinyl. Just make sure you have a Teflon foot and to take your time. Now I'm doing the actual Sombra logo. I used a stencil and I just pretty much heat bonded it to my vinyl. And here you can see how I use the different types of fabrics. I even brought it onto my cuffs and we incorporated the light. No Overwatch character is complete without their gun, so I was happy to find a basic Sombra gun on Etsy, 3D printed. I put it together with super glue and I modified it so it would match her Los Muertos skin. Using Warbler and foam, I added all the different elements of her Los Muertos gun. The first thing I did is I painted it with primer filler just to get rid of all that bumpiness from 3D printing. I primed it black. I used different shades of acrylic paint to achieve my final look. Now for Sombra's mohawk. I used an Arda wig, I think the name was Jared, and I start by cutting out the sides. I actually measured it on my head to make sure I didn't take too much, and I actually sectioned it off with some clips so I can create the individual spikes. First, I'm going to add some wefts, that's some extension hair, just to make it fuller and fill in any gaps. Now that I've sectioned it off and actually filled more hair on the side so that the seams don't show, I spiked it using 2B glue. I finished off the spikes with some silver hairspray. Now for the hardest part, the makeup. I had to actually put on a bald cap. I haven't actually done that for cosplay before. This was a challenge because not only am I applying a bald cap, I have to puncture a hole just so I have something that my actual wig can grip to and stay in place. So I actually take my hair out. I made sure to braid it because that's the best way to apply a bald cap, is either to put it towards the back or braid your hair so it lays flat. I'm right now cutting for my ears, where my placement of my ears. I'm taking some progess. I applied around my forehead. Make sure not to get it in your hair. And I let it get tacky before I pull it back down. Now I'm just smoothing it out with some latex on a makeup sponge. And after that, I take my foundation and just apply it everywhere, just so it blends into my skin. Next, I'm taking like a little bit of FX makeup, a little bit of pink red, just so it matches my skin tone a little better. With a green pencil, I'm going to actually draw my skull, my sugar skull, that goes with the Los Muertos look. It's based on the Mexican Day of the Dead. It's a culture they do every November 1st to celebrate their relatives and those that have passed. I'm just pretty much doing the outline where I'm going to actually be painting. I'm going to be using Graptopian paint in green. A cool little trick when using body paint is actually spraying water onto your pan and make sure it doesn't get too wet. I'm using a little paintbrush and I'm just applying the green paint where I need it, leaving the little triangles with my skin showing, and then I'm going to go with a darker green and just outline everything. And now I'm filling in my brows. Make sure to leave a gap since she does have a gap in her eyebrows. And I'm just shaping it. And I finish it off with some hot pink lipstick. We're not done. We gotta do that really nice bright eye makeup. I'm actually using some pinks and purples just to give it a lot of color and just to make it a fun, bright look. And I bring the darker purple under my eyes, and I always like to draw bottom lashes. It just gives it a more of a cartoony look. This is just my artistic license on her makeup. After I'm done with my makeup, I clip my mohawk onto the hair that was sticking out from my bald cap. I wish I had video of that. I don't know why I didn't film that. But this is actually video taken the same day I did this makeup. I actually went to downtown Miami just so I can get a feel of the whole costume on. This was pretty much like a cost test. I had so much fun creating this cosplay. I was really honored to be approached by Joann's and being able to use their line of cosplay fabrics. I really enjoyed using it. I think the final result was really great. I think the costume had so much color and so much dimension. I really love wearing it. I hope you enjoyed my work in progress. This was a quick time lapse. If you enjoyed my video, please click like, definitely subscribe to my channel. I'm going to definitely show more of my work in progresses as well as tutorials in the future. My name is Ho Cosplay and you have a great day. Bye!